So to find the surface area, you need to find the area of each face and then add all of them up. So that's what we're going to start with. Our first example, we're going to find the surface area of this triangular prism. It's not my best 3D drawing, but it is example 2 in your book on page 459. So if you'd rather look at that, please be my guest. We're going to find the surface area. Okay? So in this shape, there's a top and a bottom. There's a right side and a left side. And then there's, right, so the right side and the left side, and then there's a back. And if I count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I have 5 listed. So I want to make sure the 5 faces each have their own area, okay? Because they're not all different, but some of them have pairs, but some of them don't, right? They don't have the same thing on the opposite side. So for the top, I need it's a triangle, right? So I need base times height divided by 2, because that's the formula for a triangle. So the base is this one, right? The base is here. This is the bottom of this triangle. And in the book, they give us a right angle right here. So I'm going to use 9, and then the height is 12, and then I'm going to divide that by 2. Okay? So, however you want, right, to find that. I'm going to leave that for now. The bottom is going to be the same because it's a triangle, the same exact shape, the same triangle. So 12 base times height divided by 2. I want to try and keep this as organized as possible. So 9 times 12 divided by 2. The right side is this here, which is off a little bit, but it's a rectangle, right? So the base and the height is what I need for a rectangle. And so I'm going to use 15 times 4. And then for the left side, that's this one here. It's got a height of 4, right? The height is still 4. And then the base is 9. So I'm going to use 9 times 4. And then the back, the only one I haven't done yet, is also a rectangle. And it is 4 and 12. Okay? Okay, so I've got my 5 different sides, my 5 different faces, and now I need to come up with each of their areas so that I can add them for the total surface area. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 2, so that's 6. To try to keep my number smaller, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 9 times 6 is 54. So I have 2 54s. I have a 15 times 4. So 15 times 4 is 60. Then I have 9 times 4, that's 36. And 12 times 4, that's 48. So when I add these up, I have 6 and 4 is 10, 18, 22, carry the 2, 10, 20, 25. So I have 252. And its area, so it's centimeters squared. Okay? Centimeters squared. Let's try another shape, another example. This is the quick check on the same page, so still on page 459. We're going to find the surface area of this rectangular prism. They've given us 16, 5, and 4, and it's all in feet, okay? So again, for this one, I want to figure out however you want to organize each of the faces. So again, I'm going to start with the top and the bottom. This one's more like a Kleenex box, right? And there's 6 sides on that, so there's going to be 6 sides on this. This, if I do the top and the bottom, my eyes next go right here to the, I'm going to call it front, right? The front, this surface here. And then I know since it is like a Kleenex box, if there's a front, then there's also the back. Try to keep them in pairs when I can because they're going to be the same areas, okay? And then I have the right side and the left side. So for the top, all of these are rectangles, right? So the area for all of these is going to be base times height. It's not different shapes like the first one was. They're all going to be the same. So the base here, the length of this one is 16 for the top, times the height, so times 4. And the bottom is the same, right? It's 16. Oh, no, 5. It's 5, sorry. From here to here is 5. So it's going to be the same, 16 times 5. For the front, I'm going to use the 16 times 4. The 4 is the height here. So 16 times 4 for the front. And then the back will be the same. It's 16 by 4. And then I have the right side, which is going to be 5 times 4. And the left side, which will be the same, it's 5 and 4. And then I need to find the areas. So 16 times 5 is going to be 80. 16 times 4, 64. 20. And then I can add these up. I'm going to get 8. And then 8 and 2 is 10. 8 and 2 is 20. 20 and 12 is 32. So I have 32. This was feet squared as my final answer. Okay? Before I give you your homework, I want to talk about cylinders. A cylinder, right, is that can of soup. Again, forgive my drawing. But if we were to picture it, a cylinder is made up of 2 circles. And then this part here, this would be like, you know, your label, right? And if you were to take it off, you know, if you were to take that can of soup and rip off the paper, the Campbell's, it's a rectangle. It's a rectangle.